Hello, beautyotakus. It is your fave Jamal B. Stuntin' here by myself, alone, still in quarantine. Haven't seen any of my friends in quite a while, you know. As if I wasn't deprived of genuine human connection enough, I am tired of being alone. Not single alone, like, you know, just alone by myself, like literally alone. I've seen my family quite a few times since the quarantine started, and I mean, let's be real, my family gets on my nerves. Like, I love them to death. Of course, you only have one family, but like, it's time. It's time that me and my family took a break from seeing each other for like 4 years like I did in college and called it a day. But speaking of family, I'm actually taking my little brother who is in town driving because he doesn't have his driver's license yet. And I'm taking him on a little, you know, Jamal B. Stuntin' crash course on how to swerve on them hoes, you know what I'm saying? How to flick people off when they cut you off. How to always have a crowbar in your trunk in case someone try to come for you. So if you guys read the title, you would know that I'm doing my complete face without any setting spray. If you guys watch my older videos, you guys know that I use setting spray and like every step of my process, and specifically I use dewy setting spray. I have dry, sometimes dry combination skin, and I like using powder to set my highlight because one, powder doesn't move, and two, it does give like that very flawless finish. But I still use dewy setting spray to add some moisture back into my face so that way the powder doesn't dry me out. And even though I put in my order 2 weeks ago for my 2 bottles of setting spray, it has not arrived yet. Matter of fact, I think I checked my notifications yesterday and it had just shipped. So I will not be seeing my setting spray for a long time. Hopefully it comes before I have to film next week's episode, but you know what? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay because at the end of the day, I literally put on makeup for these videos and I take them off. But today's gonna be different because I wanna show you guys how my face will look at the end of the day without using setting spray. Ha, that rhymed. So without further ado, let's reveal this mug for you. So today's mug is in this beautiful pink and white bag. I actually really like this bag. Y'all know I love me some pastels. And as usual, I cannot see anything in it. Oh. This is a little out my comfort zone. As you can see, there's a lot of browns, a lot of neutrals here. Y'all know I'm not a neutral girl, but it looks like we're gonna do a neutral look today. But maybe this is a good time to show y'all that I am a versatile. Like, I can do crazy, I can do wearable, I can do neutral, I can do colorful, I can do editorial. I am a multifaceted individual. So let me show y'all how multifaceted I am. So before I show you guys which palette I picked, I did use my juviasplace foundation 6 for, you know, my foundation, my highlight, my contour, and that's Guniea, Addis, Ababa, and Tunisia in that order. And then I did use my Hydro Grip primer from Milk Makeup. And I did use LA Girl Cosmetics brow pencil in the shade black for my eyebrows. This palette is the Queen. So of course the palette I chose is the jackieaina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Queen of neutral shades with adding a pop of color. And plus I didn't think I did a very good job of showcasing this palette in the Mug Monday episode with the Articuno-like look. So we just gonna do this palette justice, okay? I put this on Auntie Jackie's name that I, Jamal B. Stuntin', will make this video a jackieaina approved video. So of course I'm gonna start off by taking my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion and start putting this on my eyes. Then I'm gonna take this flat foundation brush and start blending it out. Make it very smooth. Make sure I get every part of my eye so that way every color I use today pops out like my booty at the club. So of course, using my brushes from the Real Perfection brush set, I'm going to take a fluffy eyeshadow brush and go into the shade Ginger and use it as my transition shade. While I'm doing this, I kind of forgot to explain why I'm doing this video. A lot of people believe that setting powder is like just water in a bottle and that you don't necessarily need it. So if you read the ingredients inside of a setting spray, you'll obviously find out that it's more than just water in a bottle. And from personal experience, I know there's more than just water in a bottle, because when I use regular setting spray for a matte finish, I sweat repulsively. But again, that's not an issue with the product. That's just my skin reacting to whatever ingredients are in that product. It just doesn't work out for me. So next I'm gonna take a smaller fluffy brush, brush number 10, and then go into the shade Edges and kind of dab it along my lids. And as you can tell, I'm staying low because I don't want it to go too high, because I want my transition shade to really show closer to my brow bone. But I am gonna blend it so that way we do get that gradient of color between Edges and Ginger. And before you ask, I don't know why I'm doing both eyes at once. Maybe it's because I know this is going to be an easier look, so I can easily just go back and forth between both eyes. Maybe, you know, my confidence is just peaking a little bit because, you know, my skills improve, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm just getting better at this or whatever. So next I'm gonna take my Morphe 507 brush. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the shade Credit. And I'm gonna focus this color on the outside edges of my eye and then kind of drag it along my crease, because more than likely I'm probably gonna do a cut crease today or some kind of cut crease effect. Now I'm gonna take the big fluffy brush that we use for Ginger and use the leftover product on the brush to just blend out the outer portion so we get that nice cocoa blend. But anyway, to finish my story on the why I'm doing this video, I don't think I ever finished it. But anyway, so I'm going to wear this without using any setting spray, take my brother driving, and maybe even chill around for a couple more hours just to get that kind of full day time span. And then yeah, I'll show you what my makeup looks like afterwards. Okay, now that most of the boring stuff is done, I'm actually gonna take you guys into my eye a little more so you can guys see the magic happen. Hello! So now I'm gonna do a cut crease, and in this mug, if it will focus, there's like this greenish gray line right here that kind of looks like asphalt. It kind of reminds me of this shade Sponsored right here in the Jackieaina palette. So next I'm gonna take P. Louise Base shade 0, and I'm going to put that on my eyelid, start cutting it, and start creating a cut crease. I'm gonna do that by taking a relatively dense but still flat concealer brush. And you don't want to pick one that's too long, because the key to making a good cut crease is starting small, so that way you can build up if you want, because if you go big and you mess up, then there's no taking away. That's something I said in episode 10. You can always build up, but you can rarely take away. So I'm going to start by patting some on the center of my lid, open my eye because I have hooded eyes, see how far up that goes, then close it again. I'm going to try to stay underneath that line when I cut this crease. So using my M167 brush, I am going to go into Sponsored and then place that on top of my new cut crease. Hopefully this turns out as pretty as I imagined it to be. So now I'm taking an angled fluffy brush and I dipped it into Credit to blend Sponsored into the crease a little more. And then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush to blend that out. These is of course the same brushes I used earlier. That way the color left over in the brushes kind of helped me out a little bit. Now that my eyes are done, I'm gonna take my lashes by Beats by Deb Cosmetics in the style Daily Dose. And I'm going to carefully apply those to my eyes using some Duo Lash Glue. Girl, I'm about to fly away. So now I'm gonna take my Juviasplace concealer in the shade Jade 10. A new trend I've been doing lately is just putting a little bit in the corner of my eye and letting it sit for a little bit, let it dry down. But while that's happening, I'm going to apply some concealer on the outside of my eye so that way I can really define the shape of my eyeshadow look, giving it a more of an edge. Sun interrupting my look right now. So my recent staples is I go into the Nubian 2 palette from Juviasplace, and then I go into Morocco for my blush. And then usually I use my e.l.f. taper brush for my highlight, but I can't find it at the moment. So I'll go back to my Eco Tools full blush brush, and then I'm gonna go into the shade Nefertiti and use that as my highlight. Using this e.l.f. defining eye brush, I'm actually gonna use it to jump into Nefertiti and then apply it to my nose bridge for highlight. Going back into the Jackieaina palette, I'm gonna take my Morphe 321 brush and go into the shade Zam and use that for my inner corners and also to highlight my brow bone. Now I think the concealer has set there long enough. I'm going to blend it out underneath my eye, working my way up into my actual bottom lid. I'm also using it to clean up my inside corner a little bit from excess shadow. Now this mug also has some like red, blue, and purple like accent in it. And as we all know, this palette does not have blue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my M431 brush and take Wigglies and Shookington and blend those two colors on my bottom waterlines. So now that my eyes are officially done in terms of color, I'm going to take Milk Makeup's Umami Mascara and apply that on my bottom and top lashes. To finish this perfectly wearable look, I'm going to take Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in the shade Deep Thoughts. The way the applicator is set up is that it has these sharp edges I can easily line my lips with. So really, I don't need lip liner for this. Like, look, I'm even talking as I apply it, like, and I can never do that. Of course, it wouldn't be a nice little lippy if I didn't add some of Beats by Deb Cosmetics Clear Hollow Lip Gloss. I'm just gonna use my finger and just take a little bit off the top and just dab it. And we're ready to go. So what any other person should do if they do not have setting spray is to apply setting powder. Setting powder does essentially the same thing. The only difference is that it does have, you know, your shade in it. And what you do is just take a light, you know, foundation brush or maybe even like a flat brush like this one and just take a little bit and just gently dab or swirl all over your face and just make sure you cover your entire face. And that's not only good for setting your face, but it's also good for calming down any excess products you may have. Like, let's say if you put too much blush, you just put a little setting powder on it and set it. And honestly, if you watch jackieaina's videos both on YouTube and TikTok, she has a lot of ways to use setting powder. Jackieaina uses setting powder like how black people use lemon tea with honey and vapor rub for everything. Like, to her, it's just like, it's just so funny because setting powder just seems to just solve any problem. Oh, you have too much product on? Add a little more setting powder. Oh, your pants make that weird noise? Use a little setting powder. It is now 5:08 p.m. So I'm gonna take my brother driving, and this won't be obviously a full day wear, but I'll just wear it for a couple hours and you guys will see what it looks like at the end. All right, beauty otakus, I am back and it is 11:02. That means I have been bumping around for about like 6 hours because I was 5 o'clock, right? And as you can tell, I have a little shine happening, which is normal. Just so you guys know, I didn't touch up with any powder. In case I didn't mention it before I left last time, I didn't put any setting powder on because I only put setting powder on when I have setting spray to combat that dryness. So I did go out the house with no setting powder and no setting spray. And I mean, it's not terrible. Obviously, I can tell some of my makeup right here ran down a little bit. All right, beauty otakus, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is something I've never done before. Mug Monday is every Monday right here on my YouTube channel, noon PST. Sometimes I am late, but thank you for your patience. Every Monday evening / Tuesday morning, there will be a photo op of this look, both on my Instagram story and on my Instagram page as a post. So when it does go live, go ahead and give that post a double tap. And when the post is in my story, I post it as a bop or flop poll where you get to decide whether this look totally shined through for you or just totally plummeted downhill. If you guys want to know what I'm thinking on a daily basis, every minute, every second of the day, hop onto Snapchat and Twitter. If you guys want to see more looks like this and more mini tutorials, go ahead and go onto my Instagram. On TikTok, I do a little makeup, but I also have been doing this thing where I do everything in red heels. So if that's more of your thing, you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok. But if you're more of a Facebook person, I do post all of my YouTube videos and any other looks I do on Instagram onto my Facebook as well. All my social media accounts are at Jamal B. Sutton, handle universal. So it's the same right here. Take a screenshot and have no fear. Just put it in the search. So until next Monday, beauty otakus, just like Sweden, Finland, and this look, keep it neutral. Out.